Good morning, everyone. This is Dhamma Talk with Ajahn Anek from Wat Pa Tham Vuo's teaching, based on the teaching of Luang Pho Pamot Pamocho about Cittanupassana. Now go into the third section, training in wisdom. Now we come to the lesson on the arising of insight wisdom, which sees the true nature of the body, or rupa, and mind, nama. But first we must see the mistakes of the meditators make, which create obstacle to path of insight. We must not falter to either of the two extremes that block our progress in vipassana and in the arising of the wisdom. The first extreme is controlling our mind to the point of suspending it, making it frozen stiff or overly fine and subtle. The other extreme is letting the mind get lost, mindlessly following our ignorance and indulgent thoughts. These are the two directions we can falter: total control or mindlessly following the lure of the defilements. Buddhism teaches the middle way. It is important to remember that everything starts in the mind, and then action follows. So whether we torturely keep our bodies under control or have them mindlessly go unchecked and do whatever they please, the physical world is not where the root of the mistakes in our practice lies. We must try to open our minds to what is being said here and practice it. Then we will see for ourselves whether or not suffering subsides in our lives. If we want to know the Buddha's middle way in our experience, then we should gradually keep learning until genuine mindfulness arises, the automatic and impartial awareness of mental and physical phenomena as they arises in our experience. Genuine mindfulness, or Samma Sati, will occur as a result of clearly recognizing mental states as they arise, not from holding concentration in one spot, or mental noting, or forcing it into being. The Abhidhamma teaches that the proximate cause that enables genuine mindfulness to arise is the recognizing of the mental and physical phenomena. When we practice using the four foundations of mindfulness, or Satipatthana, they were taught by the Buddha, namely the body, feelings, mind, and Dhamma. We do so to achieve this mindfulness. We practice watching the body until we can see the truth of the physicality, or the rupa. We practice watching the feelings until we truly see the reality of the feeling, or Vedana. We practice watching the mind until we come to know the truth of the mind, or Citta. Genuine mindfulness arises on its own when we see the reality of these things. This means that when we watch the body, we should not get immersed in it. The mind should be independent and watched from a distance, as if we are watching someone else. We see this body stand, walk, sit, and lie down. The mind is the watcher. When we practice in this way, we will see that directly that the body is not us. There will be no need to think about it. The body will be clearly and directly seen as not us or ours. The body stands, walks, sits, and lies down, and the mind is the watcher. This is how we watch the body. One day the truth will show itself, and the body is just flesh and bones, water, heat, and movement. The body is under constant operations by unsatisfactoriness, or dukkha, always in some form of discomfort. Then the mind orders the body to move or act to try to relieve the discomfort. When we practice correctly, we will see the true characteristic of the body and ourselves. Watching the mind is easier than watching the body. When we watch the mind, we will see that there are two things that arise in each moment. a mental phenomenon, and a consciousness. This is because one's consciousness does not arise unless there is an object of consciousness. They appear in unison. We cannot watch the mind without mental phenomena or cetasik, because the mind has no body or form of its own. So first, we should watch each mental phenomenon, whether it is classified as a feeling or sensation, or memory, or active thinking or mental formation or sankhara. All such phenomena arise and fall in conjunction with consciousness. For example, at times we have a virtuous mind, and at times we do not. Our impression is that the mind that belongs to us is now virtuous, or it is greedy, averted or lost in thoughts or sense perception. This is how we perceive it at first. But when the mind that is ripe with wisdom arises, it will see clearly that consciousness is one thing and greed is another. Consciousness is one thing and the disliking is another. Consciousness is one thing and the thought is another. They will show themselves as separated and distinct processes. Later we will be able to directly watch their true nature, or Dhammanupassana. But first, keep watching and knowing the phenomena that arises in the mind. If you have already been practicing a certain meditation technique which involves washing the body and all with the mind, I recommend we stay with it. There is no need to stop or change what we do. We do not teach a specific technique. Do whatever style you do best and learn the principle that we are teaching. When we understand the principle correctly, we should integrate them into our present practice. If the fundamental principles behind our practice are lacking or misconstrued, then it doesn't matter how gracefully we walk or how still we sit. We will not be practicing vipassana, and what we do will not lead to insight wisdom. Those in marching bands have beautiful posture and perform gracefully, but we certainly don't see much enlightenment going on there. Our posture and technique is not the least bit relevant. We can just keep practicing whatever style we have learned in the past, though we must bring a correct understanding into it. If we have practiced washing the in-breath and out-breath, and we are comfortable with it, then we should keep at it. If we feel agitated, we may then want to pick another place in the body as a home base for our attention. Wherever in the body we may choose as our home base and primary object of attention, the mind will fall into one of the following four categories. 1. In the first type, we may be watching the breath, the abdomen rising and falling, or even in intentional body movement, such as raising and lowering the arm. What happens is we get caught in something and forget ourselves. Whether it is in dreamy status or peaceful sensation, we lose our awareness and mindlessly stray from our intended task. Almost all meditators who enjoy watching their breath get totally lost in it this way. This state is unproductive. This is the first type. The second type, now go to the second type. The second type occurs when the mind moves its way down into breath or other meditation object. Let us pay attention to our breath now. We will start to notice that the mind moves down into it. The mind that moves into the breath is not one of the right concentration, not rooted in awareness. The mind has sunk down. It is the same for those who watch the abdomen rise and fall, or focus on other bodily movements. The mind sinks down into the areas of attention. Watching the body standing, walking, sitting, and lying down can equally result in the mind firmly holding its focus. In this case, the mind sinks down and fixates on the whole body. This is not a hard thing to do. It is quite easy to fix our attention on the breath, the abdomen, or on the whole body. Many people practice by firmly fixing their attention somewhere. This is not the way of authentic awareness, not the washer we spoke of. Many people firmly fix their attention on their mind, focusing as hard as they can until the mind is still. This is equivalent to the samatha practice. And the effects of samatha will result such as tingling, sensation, swaying, feeling light, or like our body is extremely large or floating away. Some people mistakenly think when they get such sensations that they are entering the path of the insight or jhana. But these are merely bodily sensations. The path of the insight is about wisdom, seeing the true nature of the things. So why is it that we intend to practice vipassana and yet we get sensation associated with samatha? This is because we are fixing our attention somewhere, latching onto the abdomen or the breathing perhaps. If we keep at it, we are sure to feel lightness, floating sensations, swaying, and so on. There is nothing surprising about this, as focusing attention in one area is the practice of samatha. It's not a bad thing to do this, but it's not a vipassana. If ever our mind is so distracted and exhausted that it doesn't have the energy to do vipassana, then we can practice samatha. If we are skilled in watching the breath or the abdomen rise and fall, then we can gently bring attention there and feel calm and happy. An important piece of knowledge is that concentration will not arise by forcing it to. Concentration is not the cause of happiness. Happiness is the cause of concentration. Try to remember this. Actually, as the concentration gets more profound and subtle, happiness drops off and there is but equanimity, upekkha. So we don't practice concentration so that happiness will arise. Happiness is the one that brings our concentration. When arriving at the nature of things or dharma, often the cause-effect relationship between things will reveal that our previous notions were inversion of the truth. In this case of happiness and concentration, we can see that those who enjoy playing cards can often do so happily until dawn. The body and the mind are totally concentrated on the game. Those who like watching sporting events can get intensely focused on them and stay up for past their usual sleeping hour. They can do this because they are happy. The happiness brings them the concentration and they stay focused on the game. This is how we should choose what to watch when we practice meditation. Choose whichever primary object makes us happy. Whether our choice is the breath, the abdomen, or any other phenomenon, it will quickly make us calm. Our minds will keep to the practice and will come to the rest. So far, we have covered the first two types of mind that occur when practicing meditation, namely getting totally lost or losing oneself in samatha by fixing our attention on the arms, the feet, the abdomen, on the whole body or the mind. What seemed like many different meditation techniques from many different centers are really just the same thing, latching our attention onto something. Most meditators oscillated between the two types without ever being truly aware, as in the third type. Now going to the third type. The third type occurs when we watch the body as in vipassana meditation. We can choose any observable phenomenon of the body, such as the breath, the rising and falling of the abdomen, or intentional body movements. In the case of the abdomen, we can see that there is rising and falling occurrence there, and the mind merely watches this. The mind must be the watcher and in an independent phenomenon from the object. The mind does not sink down to the abdomen, but is rooted in awareness, and firmly see and simply see that the body has this rising and falling motion at the abdomen. All the mind sees the body is breathing in. It sees the body is breathing out. The mind watches the body stand, walk, sit, and lie down. It watches the hands and arms moving and stretching and so on. It sees the body is doing what it does. The mind is just the watcher. The body moves and the mind watches. The body ceases to be ours. The body moves, but it is not us moving. The hand reach, but not our hand. It won't even feel like it is the hand. It is just a physical form moving. When we see it in this way, there will be a lightness to all that we do. But when we see it as our hand moving, the mind carries more weight. Whenever the hands move and the mind just know it, there is tremendous relief. True mindfulness arises. The mind awakens and see that the physical form that is moving is not us. Now come to the fourth type. The fourth mental state occurs when we have been practicing the washing of an object of meditation such as in-breath and out-breath, and we are able to notice the occurrence of mental phenomena. Perhaps the mind goes off in thoughts, or the mind latches itself onto the breath and the abdomen. Here are a few more examples. We watch the breath and the feeling of joy or rapture arises in the mind, and we immediately know that joy has arisen. We watch the breath and happiness arises. The mind knows the happiness has arisen. We watch the breath and feel anxious. The mind knows the anxiousness and feel frustrated. The mind knows frustration has arisen. Whatever mental status arises, mindfulness is there to recognize it. As we practice this more and more, we will see how what arises in the mind is always changing. We will eventually come to recognize a great number of the mental phenomena. We will know what getting lost in thoughts is like, what fixing the mind on the spot is like, what a virtuous or non-virtuous mind is like, what greed or aversion and ignorance are like. When we recognize them well, mindfulness will arise on its own in our daily life. So we can see that mindfulness can be practiced throughout the day. Those who are skilled at washing the mind can do this quite easily. It is a little harder for those who prefer to wash the body, as the body tends to take up all our attention when we do. As an example of washing the mind in daily life, we may see our friend coming towards us. When she does, gladness arises. Mindfulness knows this right away. Even if we weren't intending to practice, wisdom sees the gladness and it falls away. Phenomena just arises and pass away. We start talking with our friend and we start enjoying ourselves. The fun feeling arises. Mindfulness knows it, and then the fun feeling passes. Then our friend says something that bothers us. A little anger arises. It is known immediately and then fall away. If we can watch the rising and falling away of mental phenomena repetitively in this way, then we are able to develop the mindfulness of our daily life. So this is the subject of wisdom training like this, and after this we will practice in sitting meditation.
Okay, anyone who come in this room again, after this we will practice sitting. We practice walking first. Walking will help us to have mindful. After we got mindful from walking, we will use it in sitting. Sitting is the body is still. Walking, your body move. And open eye. When open eye and move, it easy to go into the story of the thought. No, So after we change posture from walking to sitting. At first you may observe that your mind go to thinking because it's just coming from walking. When you just coming from walking, you should scan your body from head to toe, toe to head again. One round or two rounds, it depends on yourself. Some people use many rounds, it depends on you. It help you to bring your mind out of the world of thinking. When you scan your body, pay attention to your body. Just like I teach you, every time that you scan your body from head to eye to nose, in every contact there will be the mind to know will arise up. The new mind will arise up begin from head to know. To know one thing, your head is an object as another thing. Go to your eyes, to know is one thing, your eye is another thing. To know the nose is one thing, your mind is another thing. And to your mouth, to know is one thing, your mouth is another thing. Like this. But because your mind is very thin and very fast, so we need to carefully to observe. Someone can, but we have to train. หลายคนเวลาสแกนร่างกายจากศีรษะไปที่ตาไปที่จมูกทุกครั้งจะมีจิตเกิดขึ้นเสมอนะไม่ใช่จิตดวงเดิมนะไม่ใช่จิตดวงเดิมเป็นจิตดวงใหม่แต่ละดวงทำหน้าที่รู้แล้วก็ดับไปจิตรู้แล้วดับไปจิตรู้ในศีรษะแล้วดับจิตรู้ในตาแล้วดับจิตรู้ในจมูกแล้วดับจิตรู้ในปากแล้วดับจิตจะเกิดขึ้นแล้วดับทำหน้าที่ดับรู้ทำหน้าที่รู้แล้วดับรู้แล้วดับอย่างนี้เรื่อยไปเนาะเพราะฉะนั้นถ้าใครสติคมจะเห็นการเกิดดับนะแต่ถ้ายังไม่เห็นก็ไม่เป็นไรยังไม่เป็นไรเพราะว่าเราเพิ่งฝึกโอเค we ready prepare in your sitting posture after this we will practice sitting anyone who just come in you may take a rest for a few minutes drink some water okay anyone who ready prepare in your seat I will lead you out of the world of thinking bring your mind pay attention to your body feel close your eyes softly หลับตาลงเบาๆ close your eyes feel your body just like a mass you may observe that your body just like a mass this mass is feel warm everybody feel warm or feel hot because we just coming from walking we feel thirsty the body feel thirsty not you the body feel thirsty the body feel warm not you again not you it's the body now close eye หลับตาลงเบาๆ feel from your head move down to your eyes feel in your eyes the new mind will arise up there to know in eyes from eyes move down to your nose จากตาเลื่อนลงมารู้ที่จมูก feel in your nose from your nose move down to your mouth จากจมูกเลื่อนลงมารู้ที่ปากจะเกิดจิตตัวหนึ่งขึ้นรู้ที่ปากตัวนี้บางๆจะรู้แล้วมันจะดับ from now move down to your neck aware in your neck aware คือการกำหนดรู้ไปที่คอรู้สึกตัวต้องรู้สึกตัวพอรู้สึกตัวปุ๊บจิตจะเกิดทันที to your neck the new mind will arise up there from neck go to right shoulder เลื่อนลงมารู้ที่ไหล่ขวา right shoulder feel right shoulder move down to your right elbow feel right elbow move down to your right hand where is your right hand aware it right hand on your knee just know right hand on your lap just know right hand touch your left hand just know again only know your job is to aware or know Now stay with your right hand. Right hand chain to your left shoulder. Aware in left shoulder. Left shoulder move down to your left elbow. Aware in left elbow. Left elbow move down to your left hand. Where is your left hand? Aware it. Left hand on your knee, just know. Left hand on your lap, just know. Left hand touch your right hand, just know again, only know. มือซ้ายแตะกับมือขวากำหนดรู้ มือซ้ายอยู่บนเข่าก็รู้ มือซ้ายอยู่บนตักก็รู้ แค่รู้จิตก็จะเกิด From left hand move down to your right leg from hip go to your right knee feel your right knee ไปรู้ที่เข่าขวาเราอยู่ตรงไหนรู้สึกตัวแค่รู้สึก just aware in right knee move down to your right foot observe your right foot just observe สังเกตดูแค่สังเกตเท้าขวาแตะกับเบาะRight foot touch the cushion. What do you feel? You feel warm. You feel hot. You may feel soft or anything. Just feel. Observe in right foot. Right foot chain to your left leg from hip. Move down to your left knee.Left knee move down to your left foot. Aware in left foot. From left foot we will scan your body back to your head, up to your head again. Begin from left foot. Now left foot move up to your left knee. เลื่อนมารู้ที่เข่าซ้ายตอนนี้ต้องสแกนขึ้นแล้วเข่าซ้ายจากเข่าซ้าย left knee move up to your left hip เลื่อนมารู้ที่สะโพกซ้าย left hip chain to your right foot move up to your right knee move up to your right hip right hip chain to your left hand aware your left hand where is your left hand aware it มือซ้ายเราอยู่ตรงไหนกำหนดรู้มันมือซ้ายอยู่ที่บนเข่าก็รู้ left hand on your knee just aware left hand on your lap just aware left hand move up to your left elbow move up again to your left shoulder change to your right hand เปลี่ยนไปรู้ที่มือขวา right hand move up to your right elbow move up to your right shoulder Now right shoulder go to the middle of the chest ตอนนี้เราไปดูที่กลางหน้าอกตำแหน่งตรงนี้สำคัญ This is an important position fix in the middle of the chest stay with it from the middle of the chest move up to your neck เลื่อนไปรู้ที่คอ feel in your neck go to mouth ไปรู้ที่ปาก mouth go to nose ไปรู้ที่จมูก nose go to eyes ไปรู้ที่ตา eyes finish at your head. Now we have the whole body sitting in this room, in the now. Our vipassana must finish with in the now. In the now, your body sitting in Wat Tham Bua, in the now. ในปัจจุบันเนาะกายนั่งอยู่ the body sitting, the body breathe in. You pay attention to this body because you think that this body is the I. We will pay attention to this body. The body breathe in. The body breathe out slowly and relax. The body breathe in, relax. The body breathe out, relax. Keep on to know like this, 10 minutes to 20 minutes. And this is we call samatha. Now samatha is one mind, one object. สมถะคือการกำหนดรู้หนึ่งจิตหนึ่งอารมณ์ตอนนี้เราใช้กายเป็นอารมณ์กรรมฐานอันนี้คือการฝึกสมถะเดี๋ยวพอเราไปดูตรงจิตแล้วเราจะเริ่มเป็นวิปัสสนาละหนึ่งจิตหลายอารมณ์จะเป็นวิปัสสนาเนาะเริ่มจะดูตัวคิด After 20 minutes we will begin to observe your thoughts. Let the thought comes. We will know it and don't get immersed in the thought. Don't get immersed คืออย่าจุ่มแช่ไปในตัวเนื้อเรื่องที่คิดเราจะได้ตัวผู้รู้ If you don't get immersed in the thought, that moment you are the knower. Today we learn about how to practice to be the knower. See the thought and don't go into the thought. Don't get immersed in the thought. Just see it. That's enough. That moment you are ashamed to be the knower. Okay, this is a way that we practice. We will practice in 35 minutes from now.